Hi guys. So I'm doing something different than what I would normally do. I haven't made a video in a while, and I'm kind of heading a different direction in my life, and I'll explain all of that in the video. Um, Today, I am going to be setting up my sewing table, and so I'm really looking forward to that. Um, Sorry you're so low to the ground. I had my camera stand set up, but I pushed down too hard on it, and it broke. That's all thanks to me brute forcing this, as per usual with things in my life. So you guys are going to be on the ground while I'm building my sewing table. I'm going to be going through a couple of just things, changes in my life, what I'm planning on doing with my channel in the future and from this point forward, and just some things that you should probably know what inspired me to just kind of get to be here. I don't have any intention of being famous or anything like that. I just like to make things and create things and just want to share that with the world. My cat is also bugging my phone charger right now, so at some point the camera might go, yeah, because he's messing with that right now. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start sewing, start assembling the sewing table. Say that backwards.
Hi guys. So I know I seem very upbeat and relaxed and quite cheerful in this clip, but a lot of the nature of my conversation is just going to be what I've been dealing with recently. And one of the things that have come up recently that has deeply and heavily affected me is I was actually let go from my job. And while that's not a unique circumstance, it is the first time that I've experienced that in my life. So I'm just going to talk about kind of what's going on in my life currently, what I'm doing about that, and just some of the things that I'm experiencing with this circumstance.
Well, hello. Are you joining? It's okay. You can help.
I also just want to be very upfront and honest and transparent and say I'm not going to bash my former workplace. I'll get a little bit into the details of the circumstance surrounding that. I can't reveal too much in regard to that, but I'm not using this as a platform to bash or speak badly of them.
Okay, I completely forgot I ordered this table in black, and I'm actually like very stoked about that. So that is wonderful.
So, to kind of give you some backstory about who I am, um, I am actually a school teacher. I got my degree in mathematics education, and that is the profession that I'm in. And so, with being a school teacher, especially a math teacher, I have been told my entire career, you're never going to have to worry about finding a job because the world needs math teachers. Well, lo and behold, here I am. For some more context, I also worked for a private school, and they operate completely different from public school, totally relying on the individuals there to fund and meet their basic needs and things in regard to that. And I'm not gonna, again, like I said, I'm not gonna get too much into the details, but long story short, the circumstances changed a little bit, and so the school had to do some restructuring. And part of that restructuring meant they had to eliminate a teacher from the high school, which unfortunately just happened to be me. Um, I was grateful that it had nothing to do with my ability. Um, in fact, many of my fellow coworkers were very surprised um, that I was the one out of several others. But to be honest, all the people that I work with are amazing and great. So no matter who they chose, it would be anyone's loss in regard to that. But it had nothing to do with my performance. It had everything to do with The way my schedule was structured, it was just the easiest position to eliminate and to allocate the classes to other educators within the school itself.
Step one, I had to do one thing. Step two, I have to do 87 things.
So, needless to say, it's been a really humbling experience for me. Um, Again, going back to the conversation of being told your entire, academic career that you'll never run out of like positions or a job or anything like that because the world will always need you. And then to be in the position of, oh, we don't actually need you, or rather, it was more, we can't sustain you. Um, yeah, it was humbling to say the least. I also wasn't sure if education was a career that I wanted to stay in permanently. Um, I am very artistic and I like to make things, build things. That's why I'm building this table because it's something that I like to do. Um, and so I feel like in some ways it's been an opportunity for me to kind of pivot and pursue other things within that. With that being said, I feel like I've struggled a lot mentally. I feel like I had a nervous breakdown probably like the first month after I found out the news. Um, I'm really grateful for my spouse. He's been very supportive throughout this whole process where I've been transitioning and transitioning out of teaching currently. Who knows? I might go back into math education. I don't know. I might do some tutoring privately. I'm not 100% certain on what the future holds for me. I just know I've been praying a lot and trying to rely on the Lord and whatever He has in store for me. But yeah, I was kind of a nervous wreck when I first found out, and I really didn't share any emotions with very many people. Every once in a while, I feel like in my small friend group that I had at the school that I worked at, but I tried not to bring it up a ton because it was towards the end of the year. I didn't want to spoil the mood in regard to that, so I just kept quiet a lot of times. But I feel like every day was kind of a mental struggle going to work knowing that you're not going to be returning the following year. Education's a weird field, we're contractual, not so much like a salary where if they tell you you're out, you got to be gone that day. So going to work knowing that they were not going to have me next year just felt painful every day to have to do it and to know that I might not get to see some of these lovely people again or have the opportunity to work with them again. It's been heartbreaking in some ways. However, I do feel like many doors are starting to be opened. I'm heavily considering starting some sort of sewing business. I don't know what that's going to look like. I haven't decided if I want to do alterations. I haven't decided if I just want to make goods. I'm not 100% certain or confident what that might look like, but I know it's kind of an opportunity to step in that direction. Also, I'm thankful because I'll get to spend more time with my husband. I know the stress of school and how much I was working and dedicating to that. Um, it it felt like I barely saw my spouse. It felt like we were roommates just passing in the hallway. So I'm grateful that even though the situation kind of sucks, I'm grateful that we will have the opportunity to be able to spend more time together. And we've already got to experience that. I think truthfully, the weight of things have not fully set in because currently it just feels like, oh, it's the summertime and I'm off and I'm not working and things have slowed down a lot, but I don't think it'll fully sink in until August. The good news is I do have a part-time job of something of my interest. It is at a men's tuxedo shop. I don't know if I'm allowed to say like the company exactly, but for a men's tuxedo store, and I've only worked there a couple days, but I've learned a lot, and I'm just trying to expand my knowledge in regard to that. So I'm really grateful. Um, I feel like I'm having the opportunity to pursue things I otherwise wouldn't have had.
It's done, my lovely table. It's so nice and long. Actually, I had a table that was made out of wood. So, one, that table was heavy. Two, it made me sneezy because it just trapped dust. Three, it actually extended out a little bit wider. So, this feels like I have a lot of working room. Four, that table sat lower. So, it was harder to get my knees under there, where this one sits up much higher. So, I'm really excited about. Um, just being able to utilize this space. It's about the same width, which I really like, but so I'm hoping for my sewing projects I'll get some good use out of it, but I am so excited. I hope to give you sewing tours or sewing room tours soon. And yeah, so here is the side. I will have a finished video with all my things on it where I intend for it to be. So here's the table.
Anyway, this is the finished table, and I think I'm just looking for the dimensions currently of that table. That's why the camera panned out of view. But this is a table. I'm very pleased with it. Um, yeah, I don't know what the future holds, but who knows? Maybe I'll go back to school or something and learn how to tailor, be a seamstress, or run my own business. I don't know. Thank you guys for listening in. I know this is not the most exciting or riveting video, but I'm grateful for your time and for listening. So, thank you so much.